Hey guys, it's Kevin DeSilva here with the Living in Los Angeles channel, and today we are debunking the myth about the top 10 reasons to sell over the holidays and why you should really reconsider those top 10 reasons. And if you want to be the first to know every time we publish a video, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you can start implementing these tips and tricks in your life, start influencing your living situation to make you money. And here at the Living in Los Angeles channel, our mission is to be your ultimate guide to living in Los Angeles and enjoying it by sharing insider tips, neighborhood spotlights, and must-try experiences to ensure that you get to experience the City of Angels like a true Angelino. Right now, it's the late fall, and you're about to receive a bunch of real estate marketing about the top 10 reasons, the top 5 reasons to sell your house over the holidays. And I'm here to tell you that it's just not true. Now, if you absolutely have to move, I get it. If you've already been on market and you just want to get sold before the holidays, I also get it. But if you're thinking about coming on market, right now is not the best time. And let me share with you why. So right now it is October. It is actually one of the best months to buy a house because it has the most supply of homes. And statistically speaking, homeowners are trying to dump their properties so that they could get moved out by the holidays and enjoy the rest of the year with their family or on their own or going on vacation. Who knows? So let's turn the camera around and take a look at the numbers and what's really going on in the market. So there are 10 reasons why they claim it's better to sell over the holidays. For one, they claim that your home is going to be decorated and it's going to look all nice. But we all know, you're hiding presents in one part of the house. After Christmas, you have presents all over the place. Probably not the best time to be showing the property. They say there's less competition, and this is true. Let's look at that. Fewer homes, the homes start to drop off. Fewer homes come on the market during the holidays. And this is pretty much everywhere. I mean, it's an inconvenience. You're traveling for Thanksgiving. You're traveling for whether it's Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, New Year's, you name it. You're traveling, and a lot of times your jobs, even if you don't celebrate a given holiday, your jobs give you the time off too because your kids are out of school sometimes. So, it's just a time of the year that people are traveling, they have family in town, and it's an inconvenience to be showing the property, having to leave the property for an open house on the weekend. It also happens to be one of the rainier times of the year. I mean, it rains almost every Christmas break. So, which is good for snow if you're going snowboarding, but you don't want to be showing your house in the rain. People stay home and so you leave the house in the rain for an open house and then nobody shows up. So let's take a look at this. So listings start dropping off. So yes, there is less competition in the market, but let's look at the closed sale. Fewer people are actually buying homes as well. So there are fewer sales taking place each and every month compared to how many homes are coming on market. So that means, naturally, what happens? Well, the months of inventory rise. So this is a key aspect that a lot of people don't realize. So what is months of inventory? Months of inventory is a way to assess how many homes are on market compared to how many people are buying homes. And they call that the absorption rate. Basically, 1,000 homes come on market, 900 of them sell, then there's a little over 1 month of inventory. If there were, 900 homes still sitting on market, there'd be about 1 month of inventory. But if 3,000 homes come on market and 900 sell, then you're looking at 3 months of inventory. And what does that mean for home buyers? Well, that means there are still 2,100 other homes that you can go buy. So your selection goes up. What happens when you have more selection? Well, when I have more selection, I become pickier. I start to focus more on what I really want. And so that means that buyers have more choices. And since buyers have more choices, your price gets softer. So it's not a coincidence. These are all related. It's not a coincidence that over the holidays, the prices drop. Now here, interest rates would go down, not as low as they are now, which I do cover in the when is the best time to buy video. But interest rates would go up, would go down, which would cause a little bump in activity. But then in January, interest rates would then go back up, but prices still ended up taking off. So as you can see here, prices would rise in the spring 5.4%. Okay, that means $1 million home by May, June, or July was worth $1,050,000. That's a big deal. Not only that, homes tend to sit on market less during the summer months. Now, we did have something this year, and I can show you the trend over a few years. Interest rates went up in January because the Fed decided that they weren't going to lower interest rates. And that would put a little hump or a little bump in the price growth that typically took place in spring. Now, so as you can see on the bigger picture, every spring, the market rises. Now, what you don't see on here is while prices are rising, and what causes prices to rise is more buyers enter the market. There aren't enough homes for all the buyers, and so they start battling with each other or bidding, what many call a bidding war. They start battling with each other to be able to win the house. And so what happens? Well, if you were to sell in the winter months, on average, you would actually sell below asking. But if you were to sell in the spring months, on average, you would sell over asking. And every winter months, it does the same thing. Now here, we see that it just drops down to selling at about asking. But if you look over here, even in 2021, which is a ridiculously hot real estate market, interest rates in the 2s, in 3s, we saw homes in the winter months still selling a little bit over asking, even with 2% interest rates. And at its peak in June of 2022, selling almost 5% over asking. So let me ask you this. Would selling during the holidays really make you more money? No, we're talking about 3% more. You could pay an entire real estate commission with the amount of money you would make. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. So if you're thinking about selling this holiday season, you got to ask yourself, do you just want to be out by the end of the year? Because, we can make that happen. But if you really want to walk away with all the money that your home is worth, it's worth waiting till spring to put your house on the market. Like I said, sell your house when buyers are competing for your home, not over the holidays. They're too busy hanging out with family. It's the best time of the year to buy a house because you get the cheapest prices. Homeowners are trying to get out of their house before the end of the year. They've been on market since July or August. They just came on market too late. Once again, if it peaks in June or July, you don't want to be on the market at that time. In order to sell in June or July, you actually have to be on the market in March, April, or May because it takes about 30 days to complete the purchase. So when we see the price today, we have to actually go backwards and look because that's when the buyer and the seller actually said yes to that price. So the peak did not occur in July. It actually occurred in June. And that happens every single year. Here we have June 2022. Here we have October 2021, July, but these were 2-3% interest rates. This was a completely different market. Then again, we have a small peak here, but interest rates had doubled, so buyers weren't really feeling too great about the market. Interest rates would go down a little bit, and they would start to pick up, but then interest rates went back up, and they would bottom out, and this spring, prices would rise another 5%, as you could see. So let's talk about when is the best time to sell during the holidays. Well, for one, if interest rates have just come down, being on market and being a hot property can help you. But why would you sell during the holidays? Well, let's look at this. For one, if you were already on the market and you're just trying to get on to your next place, you might as well try it out. But if you have some time, it is worth waiting till spring. The second reason, during the spring months, we saw how crazy it gets. Homes regularly sell over asking, which means more than one buyer is bidding for the house. What ends up happening is there's probably going to be another buyer that doesn't need to sell a house. So if you need to sell your house, the holidays can actually be the best time for you to trade to your next home. Because a lot of homeowners, when looking at two offers of similar price, they will look at them and say, well, I don't want to wait for somebody to sell their house in order to sell my house. I'm going to pick the buyer that doesn't have a house to sell. So if you're thinking about selling your house before you buy your next one and you need to move from one house to the next, that is a situation where selling over the holidays actually makes a lot of sense. And that's because if you show up and you're the only buyer, a seller's more likely to cooperate with your demand because they want to get the price. You still might end up paying closer to the asking price. It's a lot harder to negotiate with the seller when they have to wait for you to do something else, but at least you get your offer considered and you can negotiate other things in the process because once again, you're the only buyer they're working with. So to summarize why it is not in your best interest to sell over the holidays, it's because there's less competition, but there's also fewer buyers. So there's less competition from buyers themselves. And the real competition that you want to focus on are the people who are buying your house, which means the best time of the year to sell your property is in the spring, when buyers are out gobbling up properties and fighting each other to be the best person for you. You're more likely to sell over asking, and you're more likely to give less concessions on repairs because buyers are just happy that you picked them. So if you sell over the holidays, expect to be on the market longer, to be more inconvenienced by the sale, and to end up having to negotiate more with the buyer that does show up to buy your property. Now, when was the best time to sell the property over the holidays? It's the best opportunity for you if you actually need to sell your house in order to buy the next one. Why? Because sellers will consider your offer when in a spring market with 5 offers on the table, they probably wouldn't have. So helping you make better decisions with your home so that you don't fall victim to one of these lies that are going to get peddled over the holidays, the top 10 reasons to sell your home over the holidays. It's bullshit. I said it. Don't fall for it. Let's talk. If you're thinking about selling in the spring, we should definitely start preparing your house now, because come February, that market starts to pick up and you can be the victor by letting the spring market drive your price up. So that's where I'm at. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to stay in touch and you want to keep seeing these amazing videos on how to better your living situation to better your life. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that you're the first person to get each of our videos and start implementing those in your lifestyle.